What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we'll be talking about why Season of the Chosen is amazing. Now, I have 4 reasons for this, and the first one is number of weapons and new perks on them, and the second is the new seasonal activity, which is the battlegrounds, and it's better than Season of the Hunts, and I'll explain why. And also the third one is specific loot for activities, which is targeted loot for like specific playlists. And for the fourth reason, we'll be talking about why Pit of Heresy, Shattered Throne, and Altar of Sorrows are relevant again. So let's get into the first one: number of weapons and new perks on them. There's 34 new weapons so far that launched with Season of the Chosen, which is comparable to 39 weapons that were in Beyond Light throughout the whole Season of the Hunt. And the launch of Beyond Light, there's only 39. Now, of course, some of those 34 new weapons are like the depth versions of the weapon, so like maybe like cancel out 5 of them, but even so, that's a large number for a season compared to a massive yearly DLC. So I know Beyond Light shipped with way less than we expected in terms of weapons and even armor. So Season of the Chosen is off to a great start with just being a season bringing tons of new weapons. Also, there's new game-changing perks such as the new Frenzy perk, which is crazy, and we also have like Impulse Amplifier. We also have Chain Reaction on some other weapons that we've never seen before, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. And we also have older perks not seen on specific weapon types before, which is what I was just talking about, how Chain Reaction is actually on Salvager's grip, and it's also on a sword. It's on the Trials of Osiris new sword, the Solace Scar, which of course we can't get yet because Trials, it hasn't come to Trials just yet. It'll probably be here either next week or the week after, but I am super excited to get Chain Reaction on a sword. That's going to be crazy. And all these weapons feel amazing. Like, the new weapons are pretty outstanding. I'm very excited to get my hands on all of them. I'm still hunting for a bottom dollar, and I've played Gambit like 30 times. I just can't get it, but I'm excited to, you know, grind to get it, you know. And so for the second one is the seasonal activity, which is the battlegrounds. I actually really like this activity compared to Season of the Hunts and even the older seasons. I feel like Season of the Hunts battlegrounds is a lot better than most of the seasonal activities that we've had. It's closer to the Menagerie. It is a 3% activity rather than a 6, which is what we wanted, but it's like a mini strike with Cabal bosses, and I really like it. It is a bit longer to get the charges for the Umbrals, which can be kind of annoying since it takes about 10 to 15 minutes per battleground, but I think it still feels rewarding when you get a God roll. So I honestly love this seasonal activity. And so for the third one, which is specific loot for activities, there's so much targeted weapons for each playlist. There's strike weapons, there's a few nightfall weapons that rotate weekly, there's crucible weapons, there's new gambit weapons, and the seasonal activities of course has the seasonal weapons. So that is a lot to go for. If you like playing crucible, you go grind crucible. There's some new crucible weapons in there. There's a couple in strikes, there's a few in the nightfalls, 1 each for each week, and then there's a couple new gambit weapons which are amazing. And all these weapons have unique perks too. It's not like they all have the same boring perks. No, these all have unique perks which you want to go for, and they brought rockets back to life, so there's a lot of new rockets too. Also, some weapons have a large number of roles, making them more diverse. So like, there's like some weapons have like every single perk in the game basically that you can get. It's like gonna be hard to get these god rolls, but it kind of makes it more rewarding when you actually like, you're like, wow, out of all those I got the god roll. Like, I am excited to get all that. I of course have gotten a couple god rolls, but like nowhere near the ones I'm like looking for. So it's like, it's gonna be a grind this season. I'm excited. So for the last point of why Season of the Chosen is amazing is Pit of Heresy, Shattered Throne, and Altars of Sorrow. They're relevant again. Finally, they reissued some weapons, and these activities are finally not, you know, pointless to play or to farm. They finally have some, even though if they're reissued, which is kind of a disappointment in a way, but you can start to use these weapons that you really liked, you know, in the Moon launch, when Forsaken launched. Finally we can play Pit of Heresy, Shattered Throne. I love those activities, and I didn't play too much of the dungeons, to be honest, like back in the day, so I'm excited that they're back again. And Altars of Sorrow, I love playing, but there was no point to it because I would just get, you know, guns that I couldn't use. So now I can actually get weapons that are usable, so I'm excited to play those. And honestly, this season is so far compared to Season of the Hunts. I know we had, you know, the hunts, and it was basically, you know, you just did a 10-minute thing and you got a weapon and you get a god roll pretty easily, to be honest. And some of the weapons honestly weren't that good either. So I feel like this season has started off to a great start, and we haven't even seen the majority of them. Beyond Light only had 7 exotics, and that's including the Hawkmoon, which released of course later. And so far we've only seen 1 exotic in Season of the Chosen, which means that they're gonna bring that new one, the scout rifle that we've been hearing about, but there's gonna be a lot more coming, which will increase that number to Beyond Light's pretty much the more than what Beyond Light had. So I feel like this season is pretty spectacular, and I'm excited for the next season. Of course, I hope they keep adding more and more to each season. I hope it doesn't, you know, I hope they don't backtrack in the next season. I hope it continues to grow. Like maybe next season they'll launch with, you know, 40 weapons or something, and they'll start to have, like, I know this season they want to add some new weapons in Trials and some new weapons in Iron Banner, but I hope next season they do the same thing and they start to add some more rather than take away. The 7th Seraph weapons are getting sunsetted next season, so I hope they start to add a lot more weapons too. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is a quick video, but I really wanted to get my thoughts out on why Season of the Chosen is amazing in my opinion. But you have yourself an amazing day. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time. Later.